Good morning, wrestling fam. Listen, I want to hop on here and just say thank you to everybody. It has been an epic wrestling season between the Maroon season, the ladies Maroon season, the Crawford County season. It just everything has kind of come together this year, and I want to continue that direction. And so I've been talking with a lot of local coaches, not just in Robinson. I'm talking Lawrence County, Richland County, Marshall, Cumberland. The one thing we don't seem to have right here in our little area is some come together off season hammers. And we desperately need it. If you look down south and you look at like what Alejandro and Michael Pixley are doing at the Pettico Wrestling Academy and Jiu-Jitsu, those worlds are coming together. Same way up north, same way out east towards St. Louis. Terre Haute, crazy enough, doesn't have a wrestling academy. Like they desperately need one. But we have got to put something together, and it seems like everybody wants that. We are such a close, tight knit community, and I'm so grateful for that. There's not a single kid on Crawford County's team that's not absolutely watching every time Quentin Schaefer gets on the mat down in Lawrence County, or the Crutchfields, or being there to see Nora Schick win, I think, her fourth state title. I think maybe third. I don't know. A bunch of them. She wins all of them. And definitely in the corner for Malachi and Diesel when they were getting on the mat at state the other day. And then even at high school state, when we're there for Landon and Brody, it's like we're watching McGinnis from Cumberland all day long. We're following everything he does. We watch these kids grow up, and it becomes more than just like, oh, a rivaling neighbor team. It's more than that, because these kids that do chase wrestling year round, they go to the same camps. They go to the same events. They're going to the Midwest Nationals. They're going to everything they can possibly absorb to make themselves better. And the one thing we don't have in this area is the off-season rooms where everybody comes together. And I don't even care. I'm not saying it has to be my room, but my room's going to be open. I'm going to take over. I'm going to take 3 weeks to a month off. I need a little bit of a break. Need to probably mow my yard and snow plow the driveway because this is Illinois. But I just want to regroup and gather a plan. And whether or not we have like a rotating schedule, or I put in a permanent schedule at my place and we rotate it once a month, I don't care. But between Marshall, Lawrence County, Richland County, Cumberland, even West T, like there are enough programs around here with enough hammers that we need to be able to get together on a regular basis and get to a level that we need to be at to compete with some of these bigger metropolitan areas that have so much access. And so that's my only push. That's what I'm trying to create. I'm not trying to make $1 million off of it. We got to keep the lights on. But outside of that, it's like I'm going to come up with either a drop-in fee or a monthly fee, just depending on what it is you want to put into it, how often you want to be there. But I'm also not against helping out other teams if they're trying to do the same thing. So now that the IK season is over, a lot of kids will be chasing freestyle and Greco seasons. I don't care what the rule set is. Most of my kids jump right back into jiu-jitsu. As a matter of fact, all three of our state qualifiers and our two medalist girls, they train year round, but it's jiu-jitsu. And so they jump into wrestling during wrestling season and still train jiu-jitsu during wrestling. It's just a different rule set. The mat awareness is a mat awareness. A whizzer is a whizzer. I've said that so many millions of times. Will jiu-jitsu make you spectacular at wrestling? No, absolutely not. You got to put in the effort. You got to put in the time. Will wrestling make you amazing at jiu-jitsu? No. But some kids are drawn this way. Some kids are that way. And since I know not everyone is attracted to jiu-jitsu, this is why I want to come up with a specific off-season wrestling plan and program and get it in place, get it solidified, and just make sure that everybody knows it's there. But we got to get enough kids involved to where it's not a waste of time. You got to know that you're going to have a training partner your size or as close as possible, and kids that aren't just coming there to be babysat. Like, this is going to be for the more dedicated groups. I'm thinking fifth grade and up, all the way through high school, boys and girls. It just depends on how many coaches we can get involved and get to help us with that. So that's my 2 cents. Again, amazing year. Freaking awesome year. I'm so happy about wrestling right now, and it's going to get bigger. So I'll see you on the mat. And one more thing, I have some good news for the Robinson Maroons. We are going to be cutting a check for $3,000 to the Maroons wrestling program on behalf of the 3 8th graders that we're sending up into that program from this year. And potentially a check to Marshall, maybe. I don't want to put the cart in front of the horse, but it all just depends on where Olivia Mosley lands, because she is a student of Martinsville. She's an 8th grader. And so we're just kind of seeing what happens there. So we came up with this just because we are a county club. So we have Robinson, Alblong, Palestine kids. We even have Newton kids. So if they ever get a program going again, I think this is just a good way to always just keep it fair. So and we have, I think, 4 or 5 Newton kids right now that come over. And so when they all get to 8th grade, it's like, man, that would really help the high school. High school teams, especially wrestling, seem to be broke very often. And that's not to degrade our high school. I love our high school. But it's sometimes just kind of on the community to come up with these funds. And let's face it, the IK teams can do what we want. I can have a gun raffle once a week if I want to, whereas, schools kind of frown on that thing. So I don't mind how we get the money, but somehow, some way, I'm going to get the money. So I just want to put that out there because I'm excited for our up-and-coming 8th graders. Obviously, Oakley Harmon was a number 3 ranked in the entire state of Illinois previous to his unfortunate concussion, but that's not going to slow him down. I know that he's going to be back on the mat as soon as he's cleared, and we're going to be chasing it in jiu-jitsu or wrestling or whatever, but we're getting on the mat. So good news all around. We'll see you guys very, very soon.